Hello, fellow traders. Nutty Bar Trading coming to you. It is Thursday evening. It's a little bit late already, and I wanted to get this video out. I probably won't upload it, and probably won't. This probably won't see it until Friday morning. Um, but yeah, this, as you can see in the thumbnail, this video we're going to be reviewing the Top Step. Man, I'm getting tongue tied. Top Step top payouts. For August, we're going to look at the all-time list. We're going to look at a comparison between Apex and Topstep. And just for context, yeah, so if you're unfamiliar with the channel, I do a very similar video with Apex where I go through and show the top 10 payouts for Apex for every month and the all-time. I've been doing that for about 4 months. For quite some time, I've been trying to do a similar video and reviewing the payouts for other prop firms as well. And I was finally able to figure out how to do it with Topstep. So going forward, the plan is to continue doing it with Topstep. And at the end of every month, we're just going to basically do a very similar video. And it's nice to see these payouts per month and how they're growing. I just find it informational, or I find it motivational and informative. I want to talk a little bit about why this is important to me for multiple reasons. So on a personal note, it's motivational to me just seeing other people being successful, getting good payouts, and getting large payouts for that matter. And as a beginner trader like myself that's still learning, and I am not consistent, I'm not consistently profitable, and I'm still trying to get to those payouts. I have received a payout, not with Topstep or Apex, but a very small amount, but we're a long way from being consistently profitable, and we're still learning. And it's motivational. I want to get on this list, and we're going to do it. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Now, the other part of why this is important to me is the transparency from the prop firm side of it. I think it is good to, show that these prop firms, A, are paying out, and B, they pay out big dollar amounts. Just from being on YouTube and live streaming, I constantly hear comments, is this real? Do they actually pay out? And it seems like that's like the number one fear that people have is, oh, are these prop firms going to pay out? And they do. If you follow their rules, they do pay out. And I think it's important that from the prop firm perspective that they show these payouts, and it shows that transparency and legitimacy for the prop firm. So I do want to say thank you to Topstep for actually showing these payouts on their Discord channel. And the other reason, there's one more reason why this is important to me to show, and it's more to do with the transparency or lack of transparency in this YouTube day trading genre. There's so much deception, I feel like, in this industry, where it just seems like everywhere I look, there's YouTube channels they're promoting something that isn't real, and they're only showing wins or only talking about winning. And when you see a channel where every day they're consistently talking about making $1,000, $2,000, $10,000 a day. They're just consistently every day they're making $10,000 a day. And that's the only thing you hear, and you don't see and hear the losses that they might be taking off stream, and there's no transparency in a sense of knowing or seeing their account balances or anything like that. You really don't know. You just have to take them for their word. And, if you do a little bit of basic math, and if someone is, projecting that they're consistently making $5,000-$10,000 a day, do the math over 8 months of time, they should have millions of dollars that they've withdrawn from trading, right? I mean, just according to the math. And yet, when you look for those people on this payout list, that amount is a small fraction of that. And it just shows a little bit that maybe what you're hearing and seeing, maybe you're not getting the full picture. So that is why this is also important to me, where it's, hey, if you have someone that you follow, or maybe, the other thing is almost all of these channels, and you'll find almost all of these channels are selling a course. And there's a reason. They only want to show profits. They only want to make it appear like they're making millions of dollars a year. There's a reason they do that. And I want to say there's some channels that are transparent with that. And to that, I commend. And I think that is awesome. But it's the channels that are not transparent and they're portraying something that isn't real and then selling courses because of it. Just do your own homework and look for their payouts and see if what they're saying matches up with what you're seeing on this list. It's not rocket science. It's just basic math. And I think in this industry, we need a little bit more accountability. We need a little bit more transparency and accountability to, that's something I'm very passionate about. I'm very passionate about, and I talk about it a lot. Some people don't like it. There's a lot of people that don't like it, but I don't care. I just think it's scammy. And honestly, I think people could show and be fully transparent, even if it means that they're not making the money they proclaim to be. And I actually think most people would understand. And it probably wouldn't affect them as much as they would think. But that is why this list is also important to me, is so that it gives people out there a way to verify and double check some of these claims. And, and then they can make their own decision. Anyway, enough of that rant. Let's dive in. I know you didn't just tune in to hear that rant. You came in here to watch and look at the Topstep top payouts. So hang on, I'll get there. All righty, here we go. Excuse me. Okay, so Topstep payouts. They actually, I do want to show one more thing. I got a little bit sidetracked here. On Discord, so I wanted to share a little bit about where my information is coming from. So this, on Topstep Discord channel, they have a channel that is called Topstep Payouts. This is where I get my information from. And I check with Topstep. By default, if you get a payout, request a payout, and receive a payout, by default, you will show up on this list. Now, you can request to not be on this list, but you do have to make a special request to support to not show up on this list. So it is possible, but I will say, according to them, that happens very seldom. But I did want to make that clear. But this is basically the list, and this list goes all the way back to September of 2022. So that's as far back as data that I have. And the other thing is, this data is, I have a name, a date, and an amount, and that's it. I don't have the state or any kind of or type of location, which makes this a little bit harder, because people with a very familiar or popular name, for example, a John, you might have a John in New York, you might have a John in Florida, you might have a John in Chicago, and they're all just going to show up under one subtotal as a payout. So there's really nothing I can do about that. It just is what it is. And a lot of these top 10 payouts per month and the all-time list, a lot of them are familiar names. So just keep in mind those, if you have a familiar name or see a familiar name in the top 10 payouts, there is a good chance that that is not just one person making those withdrawals, and it's, multiple people in multiple locations making those withdrawals. So I just want to make that clear. There's nothing really I can do about it. And I guess the information we have is as accurate as it can be, but keep that in mind. Also wanted to just point out that you can show, just double check my information if you want in this Discord channel. If you hit Control F and then you search for a name, if you just put in John and hit enter, all the payouts for John will be listed right here. And if you want, you can double check that information with the data I have in this spreadsheet, and you can see, if I missed anything. I tried to be as accurate as I could, but it was a pretty lengthy, tedious process to take all of this information and put it into Excel and make it so where I can sort it and subtotal it the way that I have it. So, of course, there is always a chance for user error, but I tried to be as accurate as I could. Okay, back to the screen. All right, I am not going to, so obviously, other thing I want to note, this spreadsheet is going to be available in the description below. So if you click on the description, the link in the description below, it's going to take you to my Google Drive, and you'll be able to download this spreadsheet, and you can look at it for yourself. You can browse through it. You can search for people, whatever you want. That's kind of my, I want people to have easy access to it and to, look over it for themselves. It is going to be locked, so you're not going to be able to change the data in here, but you are going to be able to search for people, and you're going to be able to, on these drop downs, you can, show the drop down, and you can see a little bit more information on these payouts. Basically, it shows you the date, and then if you hit the minus button here, it's going to subtotal, and you're only going to see the name and the total. Okay, let's just dive in. I'm not going to go through from September all the way to August. It's just going to take too long. I'm only going to look at August, and then we're going to look at the all-time list. Then we're going to look at the per month, and then last, we're going to just compare Apex to Topstep, just for context. So, for August, top payout, we had Brandon, Alan, Michael, Damian. Again, some of these names are very familiar, very popular names. Very likely that this is more than one person making this withdrawal. Again, it is what it is. But again, congratulations. I mean, maybe this is just one person. If it is, awesome job. And that is pretty awesome. 75,000 in total. Let's just switch to the all-time list. The all-time list is Brian. Again, very familiar name. Very likely more than one person here. Ibrahim, Brandon, Jose, Ryan, Kevin, James. So again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Feel free to go through the list yourself. I'm going to try and keep this video that's not too long. Then let's go to the per month summary. This is where I wanted to spend a little bit more time. I find pretty informational or pretty interesting here. Just looking at the top, like this is the payouts per month going back to September of 2022. Kind of had some steady growth here, but I mean, this, like in February, only 77,000 paid out. March, only 168,000 paid out. And once we go and compare to what Apex was paying out in that time, it was pretty apparent and pretty clear that Topstep needed to make some changes. And they did, to their benefit. They definitely made some changes for the better. They made some big changes in July. And August, they had their biggest payout that they've ever had, at least with the data that I have. And the August payout was 1.7 million, which is really good. About triple from July to August. So definitely can tell these changes that Topstep made. People definitely liked it, and people were definitely, probably a lot of people that weren't using Topstep were willing to give them a try after those changes. So well done. I think it definitely shows that it was received well. I wasn't a big fan of Topstep with some of the rules and stuff they had before. But I thought the changes they made, I felt like at least made them relevant again and made them at least a viable option for people that were looking for a prop firm. Again, I don't want to make this video about comparing prop firms and which is better. I have my own personal opinion on that, but I'm not going to share that. But this is, I wanted to show this, but I want to show the comparison from Apex to Topstep just kind of for context. And what I'm talking about is, so right here, this is the payouts that Apex has done per month versus what Topstep has done per month. And it is not even a comparison. Like, it's not even, it's night and day difference. And I guess my point was just to show, I guess, that Topstep really did need to make a change. And, just for example, August, Apex made close to $8 million in payouts. That's, that's almost double of what Topstep paid out since September of 2022. So, in the time frame that Topstep paid out 4.6 million, Apex paid out 33.3 million. So there is a huge gap between these prop firms, and a lot of people agree that Apex and Topstep are the top prop firms. Maybe some people disagree with that, but I think as a general rule of thumb, I think most people would agree that it's Apex and Topstep. And I guess I wanted to show this is not meant to, maybe it comes across as it, but I don't really mean this as a diss to Topstep, but it's more to show that how big of a gap there is. And kind of like Topstep or Apex was running away from the competition. And you could kind of tell, I felt like, and I think it just shows that Topstep definitely needed to make a change, and credit to them. They did make a change, and, they're definitely heading in the right direction, I guess. But yeah, I just wanted to share this information as well. And obviously, Apex is definitely doing something right. Kudos to them. That is, who I would recommend, but there's pros and cons to every prop firm out there. And, I think every person has to make their own decision on it. But regardless, that's going to do it for the video. Trying to keep it short and sweet. We're already running up to 20 minutes here. But yeah, I'm going to upload this spreadsheet now to Google Drive. Again, there's going to be a link in the description below where you can download this. It's going to be locked. You're still going to be able to search for people, use it, how you see fit, and hopefully people enjoy it. And I do plan to continue making the Apex and Topstep video in a payout comparison and just the top payouts and kind of tracking the payouts per month. And yeah, hopefully you find it useful. Comment down below if you have another Topstep or another prop firm in mind that you know of that also posts their payouts. I don't care how big or small. I'm always looking for more prop firms that actually post their payouts somewhere to do something similar for them as well. So if you have that, let me know in the comment down below. But that's it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you found it interesting and useful. If you did, hit that like button and comment down below. But I appreciate everyone here. Have a great rest of your evening, and God bless.